Hey, welcome to another Topic Tuesday. Dr. Mike McCall, Source Health Center. Today I'd like to talk about injuries. Now, if injuries happen while you're playing a sports, we're calling sports injuries. But physical trauma, trips, falls, forces of physics, strains, compressions, that's what I'm talking about. So, many times what happens is when you injure an area of your body, say at a muscle, tendon, joint, you go through this period of inflammation where you go, wow, that really hurts. I need to do ice. Oh my God, will my joint ever respond back? Will I always be stuck with this thing? Because that's the emotional thing that we tend to go through because our brain's wired that way. So don't think that you're a mamby-pansy. It's just the way you are. Now, what happens is once the inflammation goes away, a lot of times people are like, yeah, but it's never been the same. It's my trick foot, my trick knee. I have to brace it. I have to tape it. I went to the doctor. He told me this ligament is strained. True to a point. So one of the most overlooked things in physical injuries is the muscle system. We tend to focus on the bones, the ligaments, the tendons, the cartilage, but we never look at muscle function unless the muscle's torn, which you can only see in an MRI, or you can cut the skin and look for yourself. I choose to do an MRI. But that depends. If you don't have money, maybe you should cut. I don't recommend cutting. My lawyers, they said I shouldn't say that, so we'll just move on to the subject. So what happens is the muscles, when they get strained very rapidly, they have sensory nerves in there. Our nervous system is all the way into the muscle tissue. In fact, the muscle tissue has more innervation than any other system in the body. It has more different fibers affecting it than any other tissue. So it's a very neurogenically dense tissue. What happens is you have sensory beds in those muscles when you strain or you have a compression, and it alters their function so they don't signal the brain what is needed. So imagine this, if you get up easily from a chair, what keeps you from falling over? How does the brain know exactly how to raise you up? Or how come you just don't jump out of the seat? How does that muscle get regulated? Well, what happens is an intricate dance between the sensory parts of the muscle as they're starting to contract. They give the brain a sense of how to send a signal to make that move smoothly. Many times after an injury, especially in the muscle system, those receptors are altered. It's almost like you had lightning strike your house and you can't turn on any light, and you can say you haven't figured it out in a week, month, year, it doesn't matter, 10 years, you finally hire someone and they come in your house and they go, let me look at the circuit box, and they turn on the circuit and they go, how can that be? Well, it was that lightning strike. Well, that was years ago. It doesn't matter. You have to reset those things. So one of the biggest things that I have discovered when I started studying applied kinesiology is how amazing that is the most overlooked tissue in the body. Imagine, if you will, getting that joint to sense to the brain exactly what's going on. You can walk around for years with this trick foot, trick knee, that type of thing. So one of the most overlooked things in healthcare, especially musculoskeletal pain, is how does the muscle function? Muscle testing, in my opinion, is the best approach. The best system for that I know of is applied kinesiology. So if you have one of those things, you better Google applied kinesiologist, zip code that thing and find it. And hey, if you're really close to 97006, advertising too, but I gave you a lot of information before. I think it's worth it. Call me, 503-200-5778. Don't walk around with a weird gait. See you next Tuesday.